This is a special report of the Ohio Ram Show.
Hi, my name is Kelley Wegeng, and I'm here in sunny Florida to complete the first two of my qualifying brevets for Brest, Paris. Tomorrow, on Saturday, we're going to do a 300-kilometer brevet, and on Sunday, we're going to do a 200-kilometer brevet. I'm from Urbana, Illinois, and I seem to have brought the clouds and the wind and the cold with me because it's going to be very cold for our start tomorrow. Wish me luck. I have here Paul Roselle, RBA, for the Central Florida Randonneurs region of Randonneurs USA. Paul, can you tell us what an RBA is?
Sure. An RBA, or a Regional Brevet Administrator, is the individual who organizes brevets for Randonneurs USA. So Randonneurs USA is the organization that organizes brevets. So ultra-distance cycling events, 100 kilometers or greater in the United States. They're the only organization that can organize randonneuring events in the United States. And Randonneurs USA, maybe the best way to understand it is there's the mothership in France, the Odex Club Parisien, sits above all of this and is the grand poobahs of all of international randonneuring. And Randonneurs USA is the organization that administers ACP, or Odex Club Parisien brevets in the United States. And the RBAs are the individuals who are volunteers that work with or through Randonneurs USA that actually are the boots on the ground that put the rides together. So we're going to have a 200K, we're going to ride, at the start location, and here's the route. And they submit all this information to Randonneurs USA, get the ride set up, get it approved so it's official, get folks to ride it, make sure that all the proper rules and protocols are followed. And then at the end of the brevet, for those who are successful, submit the results to the ACP in France through Randonneurs USA and make sure basically that all the paperwork's in order and that the riders get the coveted homologation numbers, which is the number that issues for the brevet that proves that the rider was a successful participant and completed the brevet within all of the rules and within the time requirements of the ride. So the word brevet actually means certificate in France, and that is the document that would issue, the proof that would issue that the rider was a successful completed rider of the brevet. So the RBA is just the individual who really is the liaison between the French and the American national correspondents and the riders who are the individuals out there, of course, participating in the events.
So what do we have here?
So these are some of the things that are typical on brevets and for those that organize brevets and riders who ride brevets. We've got, the insurance police have to be served, and so signing a waiver is pretty typical for any bike ride. That's necessary. We check folks in, we get a little sign-in sheet. Fees for most brevets are nominal, make sure the riders have paid. Document that they've picked up their materials and started the ride, that they finished the ride, and ultimately the total time that they completed the ride in within the time limits. So we're checking folks in, keeping track of where they are on the course. We're kind of old school here in Central Florida, so we still use brevet cards. It's an actual carte de route, document that demonstrates the individual it belongs to. They ultimately, when they're done, they're going to certify themselves that they have finished the ride, the time that they finished. The organizer is going to verify that. And interior to the card, it is all the control points that they must visit along the route. They carry this, and it is ultimately the physical proof and documentation of the completion of the ride. Control is actually best to explain that using the cue sheet, which is another old school document that we use here in Central Florida. This is the turn-by-turn directions that shows the route. Randonneurs must follow the route exactly. So controls are the mechanism that's used to prove that the rider actually stayed on the route. This control in Lake Alfred at mile 33, and in this case it's a gas station. And the control is just simply a place where you are going to show documentation on your brevet card that you arrived.
I'm here with Sally, who is 14 and is planning to do the 300-kilometer brevet tomorrow. Sally, what do you like about randonneuring?
I really like how people ride together and how it's kind of like you have your own little family of riders, and you get to know people really well. I think my longest brevet is a 300K.
I heard from someone that you did a really good job on a 300K pulling some people, and then they snuck away from you at a stop. What did you do?
Well, we finished our stop without them and kind of kept riding smartly, and we caught up to them and passed them, and that was kind of fun. I think managing my blood sugars is challenging for me. I have type 1 diabetes, and that can be a bit of a challenge because you never really know what's going to happen on the road.
That's great.
I really enjoy doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. I plan on continuing to ride. I think it's fun.
Do you think you might want to join a racing team someday?
Yeah, probably. That would be that'd be pretty fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for talking with me.
Of course.
As you can see, I have an assortment of stuff laid out on this hotel bed. And it's because, as I mentioned, I seem to have brought the East Central Illinois wind and cold with me to Florida. So these are the various layers that I've figured out I'm gonna need to be able to be warm tomorrow. We have shoe covers and right-hand gloves, 2 sets. Why? Because I had to proof of concept prove that one set would fit over the other, and so I'm wearing those right now. Base layer, we have here ankle bands, Randonneurs USA brand, but any reflective ankle bands will do. I have a brevet card holder that typically you wear around your neck and then zip underneath your jersey so it stays secure while you're riding. I have knee socks, I have shoes, I have leg warmers, shorts, arm warmers, gaiter, thermal hat, helmet. I have a windbreaker that's going to go on top of all of these other things. And then finally, I have a Randonneurs USA reflective vest that you have to wear the ankle bands and the reflective vest, as well as have a solid front and a solid rear light. The front light has to be a white light and the rear light has to be a red light. And in the state of Florida, it's actually not legal to have a blinking light for either of these. So they're serious about that. Here's my bike. It's all set up, and I think I'm ready. Hi, this is Kelley Wegeng reporting for the Ohio Ram Show.
This is Gregory Zuber, thanking you for watching and sharing.
Music by Kevin MacLeod.